Hey, Councilwoman from Brookhaven Town is sponsoring a town hall forum panel discussion this Thursday called Exploring the Blue Line, a discussion of race relations in America and Long Island. Joining me now is that sponsor, Brookhaven Councilwoman Valerie Cartwright, along with Stuart Moore, the Executive Director of Amistad Long Island Black Bar Association. Thank you both for your time. Councilwoman, let me start with you. You're the sponsor of this town hall panel discussion. What brought this about?
Yes, I am the sponsor, and thank you. This is an important discussion. It's not a new discussion or a new fight for justice. Civil rights leaders, activists, experts, attorneys, and community leaders have been pushing for police and criminal justice reform for decades. However, the horrific death of George Floyd gave white America an 8-minute and 46-second glimpse of the differences in outcomes in police interactions in Black America. So the conversation on the history of race and policing on Long Island and in New York is ripe for discussion, and everyone is listening.
Stuart Moore, you're the Executive Director of the Amistad Long Island Black Bar Association. How did your organization come to be involved in this?
Well, we've been involved with the issues related to the practice of law, as well as the implementation of law and its application within the African American community, as well as communities of color on Long Island since 1994. As an organization of approximately 250 members between Nassau and Suffolk County, our members are charged with, if you will, the duty and responsibility to ensure that we are practicing as lawyers, and that we also are advocating on behalf of our community, and primarily issues that are concerning the African American community. So the issues that we are now dealing with, criminal justice reform in particular, are issues that we've been engaged in quite some time. So it's not a new issue. We've just reached a crescendo, if you will.
Okay. Councilwoman, let me ask you this. This isn't, George Floyd isn't, that's not an anomaly in this country. We have a long history of these types of incidents, unfortunately. Why do you think the discussion can be had now in America? Are we ready to have not just a discussion and not dance around the issues, but have those frank, uncomfortable conversations?
Actually, I believe we are. I'm looking around and I'm looking at the people that have joined this movement across our country. And, you know, people are tired. They realize that enough is enough. They're recognizing white privilege. They're recognizing the systemic discrimination and racism that has occurred for centuries. And people are ready to listen and to really move towards real change and real reform. We cannot miss this opportunity. The biggest mistake that we can make is not using this flashpoint to take action that has tangible results. All of this awareness has to be leveraged into real change, and I think we're ready for that discussion.
And who's going to be part of this panel discussion?
So we have police experts, we have community organization leaders from the NAACP, we have Latino Justice. We have NYCLU, we have Frederick K. Brewington, we have Walter Signorelli, who's the police expert that I referenced. We have members of the Amistad Long Island Black Bar Association. I'm bringing all of the people to the table that have been fighting this fight for a long, long time, and we are finally at a point where I think we're going to have real change.
Okay, and let me ask you this: how do you talk about, a frank conversation? How do you talk about race in this country? Let's say you just talk to someone who says, look, I'm not racist, I didn't do anything, I'm not the problem. How do you talk to somebody and explain the systemic nature of racism?
A lot of it is about self-reflection. I've been reading a lot these past few days about people's courageous conversations, whites with whites, Black with whites. And what it comes down to is that we have to be willing to look inside of us and look at our interactions. And for those that are white, look at the privileges that they have, and see how different situations and have different outcomes based on the color of your skin, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So I think that we have to take a moment to think about the part that we played within the system to either advance justice or to be complicit with the injustice. And I think that this is the time where we should all be self-reflecting. Whether you're white, you're black, you're brown, we need to be reflecting on our own implicit biases, our systems that need to be changed, and seeing what are we doing individually to help this movement to make true change.
Okay. Unfortunately, we lost the video feed with Stuart Moore. Let me ask you this question, though, Councilwoman. Do you think the protests that are going on across, not only across the nation, but really across the globe right now, are they having a positive effect?
Absolutely. I've never seen something like this in my entire lifetime. I can say that our collective voices are starting to be heard. Just a few minutes ago, the news broke that the Civil Rights 50A was repealed. We're definitely on the right track. This is this piece of legislation from 1976 we've been pushing back on this for decades, and it is now, as a result of what has been happening across the globe, that our legislators have stepped up and repealed 50A. So we're definitely on the right track, but there's so much more work that needs to be done, which is why we need to be convening experts, people that have been on the ground, practitioners, to talk about where do we go from here.
Okay, and where do we go from here? Like, once you have the town hall, what are your goals?
Oh, so we will be, with the town hall, we will have specific action items that come out of that town hall.
Okay, and where do those go? Where do you submit those to?
To our legislators, and you know, on the state level, on the federal level, and to all of our organizations that are on the ground, that are involved in activism, that are involved in pushing for reform. We need to work together collaboratively to keep moving forward.
Okay, and if can anyone take part in this or watch it?
Yes, absolutely. We will. You can register. There's a link through Zoom, and you can register through the Zoom link and be a part of the conversation.
And where do we find that?
Okay, it is on my Facebook page, Valerie M. Cartwright.
Okay.
It is my Town of Brookhaven government page.
Okay, and then anyone can just register and watch this. It starts at Thursday, 6 p.m.
Yes, Thursday at 6 p.m.
Okay. Are you hoping to have more of these?
Yes. This is just the beginning of our conversations. And this is just the beginning of conversations from amongst individuals in the community too. A door has been opened, you know, and we have to continue moving in the right direction, and we have to continue moving towards reform.
Okay, that door is open. Let's hope people are brave enough to walk through it. Thank you so much, Valerie Cartwright, Councilwoman for the Town of Brookhaven, and thank you for what you're doing. And let us know when you have your next event, and so we can talk more about it.
Thank you.
All right.